I'll keep it
All right.
100
All
with
right.
you,
We got to
Cody.
keep it 100. That's why we're here today, isn't it, Shirin? We got to keep it
Yeah,
100.
we're here to keep it 100 with you. Listen, Cody and I have been talking about doing a podcast since we met, basically.
Basically. But
Basically.
also, it's got to be said that this is not really a podcast in the traditional sense, as
Mhm.
it's not recorded, it's not edited, it's completely improvised, it's live for Twitch chat. My machine froze. What?
Yeah, Cody, you're a little glitch core right now.
I'm glitch core. Why?
I don't know.
Can you hear me?
We can hear you. Your face is just
Oh
you're
man, I'm so
frozen in a
cute.
very you're frozen in a very like flattering face. So like you can keep it if you want, but like
Well, I mean, it's moving on my screen. Oh, I see it. I am very off the 𝗀𝗏𝗺. All right. Um, cool. This is yeah, about a year. So this is about 16 years we've been working on this
16
episode.
years for sure.
Um, and yeah, I mean, we haven't planned anything in the 16 years, but I do want to talk about where it all started with the family business, right?
Mhm.
Um, the Goop house. It started in a garage, just like many greats, right?
Right?
Apple,
Right. Actually the same garage as Steve Jobs. A lot of
cars,
people don't know that. But it was the same one.
same one.
Yes.
And yeah, it just grew out of its little test tube, right?
Mhm.
You want to talk about some Goop origin story? I met Shirin when they were a measly 48 follower account, only tweeting K-pop gifs
Uh-huh.
and academia.
Uh-huh.
And I followed for the academia, and then it went away, and now all I see on my Twitter timeline is like hyperpop, making music, snare, Tracy Break. Um, yeah, no, it's so we've gone a long ways from the start as a Goop House CEO.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm unfrozen.
You're
Chat says I'm
unfrozen.
unfrozen.
You're unfrozen. Welcome back.
Guys, I was uncomfortable. It was really cold in there.
Um well yeah, well you froze again. You must have
Fuck.
a breeze must have come in. But you keep freezing in like these very flattering faces. It's like you're posing for the camera or something. I think you're doing it on
I'm
purpose.
so not. Wait, should I like leave and rejoin?
Yeah, sure. Sure. Get out of here.
Hello?
Welcome back.
Am I. Can chat see me?
Yes. You are on zero. Miranda says you are on 0.0001 FPS because you do freeze every 2 frames.
All right. It's chilly, Ice Age. Um,
It's not my end, by the way. My end does a lot of
okay.
things, but my end isn't doing this. I promise.
All right, I buy that. I actually buy that. And how could it be your end, really? You've been going for 16 hours now. How do you feel?
I feel great, honestly. I feel way less tired than I thought I would feel. Um, I felt pretty tired around 3. I was on FaceTime with Tracy, and I said, "Wake me up in 5 minutes," and she she wanted to wake me up by being like, "Sure, the stream's down," but she didn't do that, and it would have been very mean if
It,
she did.
it would be very mean of Tracy, a little devious
A little
one.
devious move by Tracy Breaks.
Little devious move. Why did you start at 4 a.m.?
Because it's like peak engagement time for my Twitch is 11 to 2 and night,
Yes.
like now.
11 to 2 like lunch.
Yes, midday.
Oh.
So if I wanted to
Oh.
time, and I also knew Frax wanted to have a little listening dinner party with their friends, and I couldn't interrupt the
Okay.
dinner party. Like I'm
Of course not.
uh,
Not a Fraxium.
not a Fraxium dinner party.
We love
We
Fraxium.
love Fraxium, and I love dinner parties. I love throwing dinner parties, and I love going to them. And I would never get in the way of one. So I knew that they
Hmm.
had to be at a certain time. So I put Fraxium down first, and then I scheduled everything else around that, and we worked backwards, and it got to 4 a.m. And now I'm going
That's
until
awesome.
4 a.m.
You know what? I fuck with that commitment to dinner parties so much. I think kind of a bygone era, kind of a lost art. What was the last dinner party you did, Shirin? What's your
Last dinner
dish?
party I did, I okay. Here's the thing too. Out of everyone who lives in my apartment, I'm the oldest. So there's like two people who are older than me in the apartment, but one of them is like never in the house, and the other one, we they're just like not
I,
involved.
I I'm
So,
the same way.
but so out of the rest of the five of us, I'm the one who's in like the oldest grade. Like I'm a year younger than my grade, so we're all like the same
The
age.
elder, yeah.
But I'm a year older, and so I've developed a taste for like blenders and like immersion blenders
The
and like
taste for you're saying you have that taste as the elder? You're like into like the sauces
yeah.
and the
So like
foams.
now when I'm like, oh, let me make a wish list for myself.
Uh
A
huh.
food processor is always up there. A food processor, a
Sure.
sewing machine, like
Yeah.
those are those are always there, and they simply
The
haven't
complex
like
devices,
no literally like how did we even invent those? That's insane, weird. But anyway,
but they're up there.
they're up there, and I love to cook. I cook things regularly. We threw a Friendsgiving, which was actually my first ever Friendsgiving. I don't know why I never celebrated it before with my friends, but this was my first friend group that wanted to do a Friendsgiving. And I made French onion soup mac and cheese. Oh my god. It was
French onion soup, mac and cheese.
yeah.
That sounds pretty fucking good.
It was insane. It was like the most insane thing I've ever eaten in my entire life. It was so delicious cuz I love mac
And
and
it
cheese
tastes
too.
better when you make it, right?
Oh, it does.
There's
100%.
something about you doing it and then mm, 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 mm.
And then going to a dinner party. Oh my god. Like going to
Oh,
someone's
so it was a little
house.
bring your own
Yeah,
Friendsgiving. Everyone
yeah.
brought something.
And like someone made like uh, bread rolls that were shaped like pumpkins, and like we didn't have like the infrastructure to make a turkey, so instead they made like turkey stuffed bell peppers, and
Ooh.
like and we also made like stuffing. I had stuffing for the first time in my life. We we made everything. We made like a sweet mashed potato that had like cinnamon and like clove and like it was oh my
Oh,
god, it was insane. I love a dinner
delicious.
party.
Delicious.
I'll always throw a dinner party. They're great. How do you
Wow.
feel about
So
dinner
did you
parties?
hosted this one? I fucking love dinner parties. And I'm not always hosting them, but I'm always going to them.
Mhm.
I also did a Friendsgiving and I brought pumpkin muffins. You said bread in
Ooh,
the shape of a pumpkin. I didn't go that far. Got a pumpkin muffin recipe that goes fucking nuts.
that sounds
Um,
delicious.
and that's a good one to just like you make it before, and then everyone's like preparing their food there, and I'm just like sitting back,
It's
hanging
nice.
out. I went to my friend Elroy's house. We all got together. We had a this big old so good. But then my friend Danny also throws the craziest like Italian home cooked dinner parties.
Ooh.
Um, and Rohan in chat said knows Danny. He's been to those. Um, and he like lives in his grandma's house, and so it's like. I remember when I was first living in New York, and I had like so not seen. I was like missing that like home vibe. I was in all these fucking shitty apartments,
Uh huh.
and I went over to Danny's house, and he like made some homemade focaccia and like the wine that he had been working on, and like I'm just like in someone's grandma's house that he now is like the prime tenant. And I'm just like sitting in the kitchen like, damn, it doesn't get better than this. Um, but
That's so
yeah, so I
beautiful.
have like a very special place for the dinner party as an art. I don't know if I could like. I've hosted a few. I love doing a curry also.
Ooh, a curry at a dinner party. Oh my
Done
god.
curry a couple
Oh my
times.
god. That's like that. Man, that's lovely. I don't know if you
Can
remember, but like forever ago, I drew a drawing that was like it was like titled like My House. I don't know if you remember that one.
I kind of do. You
Well,
want to jog me in the chat's memory? Do
I'll
you have
jog.
it
I'll you
handy?
know what? I'll jog you in the chat's memory. My sketchbook's it's right here.
Don't get Cody started on shakshuka. We got some real Cody knowledge in the chat right now. Chat, while Shirin is looking for their sketchbook, you want to tell me your favorite dish to bring to a dinner party? Keep them coming. I'll give the best one a thumbs up. How about that?
Here it is.
Napkins. Tor's fucking with the napkins. All right.
Oh, I bet Tor
Clean guy.
loves folding
Tor.
napkins.
Yeah. Oh, Tor is very much a trophy wife.
That's so true.
Cheese ball napkins for you too, Sam. That's damn. We got a lot of napkins at this get together, and it seems like nothing that
Oh, are we
needs them
planning
really.
something?
Oh yeah, I asked chat what their like, what they were bringing to our little
Oh, you
potluck.
know the guy who's always like, I'm bringing cups. Freaking loser. Oh my
Well, we
god.
got three fucking napkin bringers here.
Well, if Tor folds the napkins nicely, I won't mind. But look.
All
Here's my
right.
drawing. Here's my little drawing. Okay.
Yes.
Here's my little drawing. I posted this on
Oh, I
Twitter.
do remember this.
Yes,
Uh huh.
it's called My House. And it's full of all the little things I'm gonna fill my house with. But you know, the more I think about it, the more like the central theme of this drawing is a dinner party. Like whenever I imagine my house in the future, like not my apartment, you know, like I'm gonna have somewhere, even an apartment actually. I want it to be somewhere where I can have a little dinner party with my best friends in the whole world. You know?
Yeah, I do. I do. I do not bring 10 pounds of potato chips. This is not. Oh, 10-pound bags. Yeah, do they make those? Um. Yes, your house, your goop fucking house.
My
We
goop
got.
house.
You know, it's an analog for the online experience right now.
That's
I do
actually
bring the
true.
cocktails sometimes. Speaking of friends that we bring into our homes, I have a feeling that we have like some call-ins from some friends coming up soon.
That's so true. It's
Um,
like a little dinner party in a podcast.
it's a little dinner party in a podcast, the Shirin Cody Power Hour. Um, I'm pretty sure my favorite Target employee, 𝗬𝗄𝗃, is on their break in about 3 minutes. I'd like to bring her in for a little guest
Yes.
appearance.
She has access to this channel, I'm pretty sure. If not,
Okay.
we'll drag her in. Guys,
Um,
give it up for 𝗬𝗄𝗃, by the way, in the chat. Dubs for
yeah,
𝗬𝗄𝗃.
let's actually talk about 𝗬𝗄𝗃
Oh, let's
a
talk
little
about
bit right before they get
𝗬𝗄𝗃.
on. Probably my most cherished collaborator,
Mm-hmm.
um, co-member of webcage, and also it's like creative companion in life. Um, just nothing better than a 𝗬𝗄𝗃 who is on break at Target right now. And if you don't know their music, check out their music. And if you don't, yeah, no, yeah.
How
No,
how
if I was
you
gonna
in
say if you
here
don't
and
know
you
them, but
haven't listened to them? When you look up Goop House,
that's a Goop House star
no, when you
right
look up
there.
Goop House, the #1 recommended artist is 𝗀𝗄𝗃, like consistently.
Really?
Like artists also like people who listen to Goop House also listen to. It's always 𝗀𝗄𝗃 top.
Oh, well, then this is gonna be a fucking treat. We have some real history coming in.
Yeah. People have a lot of
Um,
respect for 𝗀𝗄𝗃. I have a lot of respect
I
for
have a lot of
𝗀𝗄𝗃.
respect for 𝗀𝗄𝗃. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
No, Kat, I like really like she's one of the people from online who I like really deeply want to meet like so badly in real
Mm,
life. We
mm.
connect so like nicely and like naturally and like
Well, you guys, don't you have some sort of shared? I feel like Kat grew up where you are now. No,
yeah, Kat did grow up where I am now. But
I
like
feel like there's some shared like lineage there.
there is, you know, she was in the movie theater. I tell this story all the time. I went to go see Tommy Wiseau, the real man himself, in a movie theater
Uh huh. Of course.
2 years ago. Um no, more. 3 years ago? 2 or 3 years ago. 3 years ago, I was 17. Um and they were showing the room in the movie theater and I went and it was cool. Kat was working at that movie theater. She was distributing the tickets and I definitely got a ticket from her. And
Wow.
lo and behold,
And now she's here.
Oh shit, I was muted. My fault.
Hello, Kat.
Hi.
Thank you for being on the Shirin Cody Power Hour podcast.
Yeah, thanks for having me on. Thanks for taking my call.
Of course.
so how's work?
We were just talking about
How's
how
work?
much we love you. Yeah,
Um,
how's Target?
oh, it's good. I love that everyone knows my employer.
Yeah.
um, no, yeah, I just had a fun interaction where some guy was trying to convince me he was an undercover cop so that I would give him a phone for free. And
Oh,
I don't know. I think I listened for too long, but it was kind of interesting. I was like, they could make a movie about this.
wow.
Yeah, like he was
Damn,
talking
I
about that,
forgot
like there are like
how
people
much
living in the Shanghai tunnels, like in
I
Portland.
forgot how tapped in the undercover cops were into like getting free cell phones from Target. I forgot that was like a mainstay of their position.
Exactly.
𝗷𝗻𝗆, is this a
Um,
song idea? Question mark.
no. How are you doing on this fine night on your funny little silly little podcast?
We're doing great. We were talking about some sort of shared stories between you and Shirin. Possibly you sold them a movie ticket about 10 years ago.
10 years ago.
10 years ago?
It does feel like 10 years ago. Not gonna lie.
Wow, can't believe 10 years ago it was 2015.
Yeah, I know, right?
I
That's
mean,
so
you
insane. I
say
can't
that, but it's
believe
not that long.
2000 was 35 years ago.
It's been 46 years since Shrek was released.
Fucking God.
No
Which is
way.
crazy. Yeah. It's like
Retweet
they
if
add 2 every
nostalgia.
year.
I will not be retweeting.
Upvote if nostalgia, please.
Okay, I'll give an upvote.
Okay, cool.
All right. Thanks for that, Kat.
Um,
Well, we brought you on here because you're like a Goop House star, right? When
you
you
could say that.
search, when you look at Goop House related artists, it's just 𝗀𝗆 at the very top.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. That's true. I guess you
Yeah,
could say I'm a
you've had some
certified
hits.
gooper.
That's
You've
true.
had some hits in
I've had
Goop
some
House.
hits.
Where does it all come from, Kat? And where does it all go?
Where does it come from? Where does it go? I'd have to say that Cotton Eye Joe is actually a really big influence.
Mm.
You know, that song was like groundbreaking in dance music because it was like one of the first gimmicky dance pop songs to like break the charts, you know, and it inspired a whole generation or generations of other artists to do the same. And you know, that has really inspired me, like Crazy Frog, you know.
I'd actually like to talk about
Like
Cotton Eye Joe
Selfie.
for a bit. Did you know that is by a Swedish band
Yes,
called the Rednecks?
I did.
What?
We're rednecks with an X.
Yes, with an X. And for a while on their website, you could pay for different ranking in their band. So you could buy yourself band membership.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Their website is very satirical. You could also pay to have them sacrifice a goat. You could have them play your birthday party. They also don't have the same. They've never had the same cast. It's always from the very start been like strictly for playing this one song as gimmicks. Even the people in the music video are not the people in the band. It's switched out. It's rolling. I only know this because when I was very first started working at Splice, I was managing remix contests. And you know who reached out for a remix contest in the right year of 2018? The Rednecks. They want to do a Cotton Eye Joe remix.
No
And you know what
way.
we had to tell them? No.
Why?
We thought that it didn't fit the brand image. I mean, you go on their website and they were like, we'll suck and fuck for $40.
That's
Like,
stupid. Any listen, having an X in your name, just replacing some O somewhere, that's an electronic that's an electronica staple. Are you kidding me? They're like basically A.G. Cook at that point.
I think that if they had asked now, I would have much more power to say yes. But who knows? I don't even know where they are now, who they are now. Are they still playing? I'm wondering about their practices. You can no longer buy membership to their band, so I feel like they either capped the members because they really got a tight crew, or they just maybe they switched directions a bit.
Also,
Can we talk
someone
about
says,
Fred Durst?
we can talk about Fred Durst, but someone in the chat said,
Yeah.
OMG Shirin, you're just tweeting IRL. That's talking.
That's called talking, chatter.
That's called a joke. Anyway,
yeah.
continue.
Wait, did you have something to talk about Fred Durst, Kat?
Fred
Yeah, I
Durst.
feel like this will be an interesting topic. You know, coming from a similar era. You know, from the '90s, turn of the century. So Fred Durst, right?
Yes.
Famously known as the dude from Limp Bizkit.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they made a
One of
song.
my favorite biscuit-related bands.
Yeah, definitely in my top 5 biscuit-related bands.
Yeah.
But yeah, made a song called "Break Stuff," where he's singing about how you break stuff. I'm not going to say the expletive because that's a bit crass.
It's a bit crass.
He supports Putin.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like very outspokenly supports Putin.
I think he should support putting his hand over his mouth and shutting the fuck up.
Whoa, that was a good one. Cody, that was a tweet
that's very
IRL.
astute.
Wow.
That was a tweet IRL. But yeah, he supports Putin, and he was very vocal about that. And then after that, he expressed that he wanted to stay in Crimea for 6 months, and then they said no, and they banned him, and they banned all of his music.
Wow.
Yeah. So,
just because he wanted to stay, just because he wanted to hang out.
Also, I feel like
he's friends with Putin. And
if
no
either
weirdo.
of you can pull up an image of him,
oh, I can.
Yeah, please do of him recently. He looks like if Jimmy Buffett did like too much coke. He's really developed.
He's really developed?
Yeah, he's grown.
I'm looking at one where he kind of looks like Kenny Beats' dad.
I can see that.
He kind of looks like the most...
I also see some...
He kind of looks like a very famous TikToker who says he's like 18, but he's like 52.
Oh, yeah.
I love that trend.
He's like the Rick Lax of music.
Hang on, let me bring this over so you guys can see too.
Oh, Angie a.k.a. says, Cody, what does DJ stand for to you? I think we should actually all answer this question.
That's a great question.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll start with Kat. You know what DJ stands for you?
For me, I think it stands for, great question. Oh, I see him. Oh, well, there he goes.
Wait, where'd he go? Oh, this is
there he is. DJ. I think it stands for, oh, my bad. Stands for Divine Jesus.
Oh.
So essentially, if you are DJing, right, then you are the divine Jesus of the vibes of the music.
I've
so
always
like
said that.
everyone is dancing for your sins, or no, wait, you're spinning for their sins. It's a bit of both. You might be playing sinful beats, but only with the intentions most holy.
Of course. Of course. Sam Rolfes says, duh, Joker. I love that one.
Whoa.
I was going to say doing jobs because I'm just a every man doing jobs.
Just a blue-collar worker.
Just a blue-collar guy doing jobs.
Blue-collar Splice worker.
Well, to me...
Go ahead, yeah.
DJ
what does DJ mean to you?
Duh, just music.
Oh, wow. Hadn't even thought about that.
That's really profound.
But no, listen. I think DJing is... DJing is like fundamentally like changing to your character. I think like being a DJ and like identifying as a DJ and like I think this is true for most art forms, but especially DJing, it's a very vulnerable art form. You could flip up any moment. And when that's tied directly to your creative self, like people can witness your flaws live. You could do a bad job. You could be bad at being artful. Like that's really scary. Like when I mess up a painting, no one sees that. I see that, and I take that in, and I internalize that, and I learn a lesson. I move on. If you mess up your drop, that like says something about you, like as a person. People like take that and like do something with it. That's scary.
Very vulnerable position to be in as a DJ.
Angie a.k.a. says Dawn to jousting.
That's a good one.
That's another good one. I think an alternate definition that maybe we haven't considered yet that we should be, a bit of a tertiary one is
Tertiary.
transgender.
Ooh,
Oh, I love that for you, Kat.
Yeah,
that's a good one.
No one has thought about that.
I think DJing is just inherently a little trans. You're literally transitioning the whole time.
That's true.
Crazy. That's crazy.
Yeah, something to think about.
I think we haven't thought about that enough.
We haven't.
Everyone in chat is actually just thinking about it so hard right now.
That's really good.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
can't even.
Someone's
fucking
I'm
tell
glad
you
that I
how
can
hard this is.
inspire the next generation of young people.
You absolutely are. And with that, Kat, we can let you go. Back to the old doing jobs grind. Thank you so much for being on here with us.
Thank you so much for having me.
Chat, say thank you, 𝗀𝗍𝗎𝗓. Which song
everyone
should
say
they
thank you,
stream?
𝗀𝗍 Dream.
I think they should stream 𝗁𝗏𝗄𝗃 by
Stream
Rednecks.
Oh wait,
and do it
your
right
thoughts
back.
on Miss, your thoughts on chopped cheese before you pass.
My thoughts on chopped cheese,
Yeah.
like the food.
Yeah.
Kat is from the wrong coast to answer this question.
Chopped cheese, like in a bag.
Nope, that's not how it works. All right, Kat,
Alright,
thank
you're
you for
off,
your
you're off
time
it.
so much.
Thanks for having me. Have a great rest of your night. It was great to be on.
Yeah, of course. Wow, so lovely.
So
I'll give you
lovely.
my thoughts on chopped cheese. Fucking love it. There's nothing better. Cody? Have you been made a sandwich the 𝗁𝗏𝗺? No, I haven't. It's kind of like a tourist trap, and also, I'm just fucking with the local ox. You know what I'm saying? Had a chopped cheese last night. I walked out in 5 inches of snow to get that. Probably the only guy that
No.
went there.
That's-
Never forget the Bev. Chopped cheese is like New York's version of a Philly cheesesteak. It's like their sandwich. Someone's asking. Ever watched and ate BBQ chips at the same time? Not really a BBQ chips fan, to be honest, but I do watch YouTube. I'm always watching YouTube. I'm
What's
always
your
at the park
opinion on salt
watching
and
YouTube.
vinegar chips, Cody?
You know what? I can get behind them, but I don't reach for them. I do, I that's how
I
to say.
reach for them. Not gonna lie.
I figured you did. You kind of gave me those vibes.
Really? What about me gave you salt and vinegar vibes?
Tangy.
Whoa. That's a good
Yeah.
compliment. I like that.
Yeah, no, you're certainly
Shorty, a
tangy.
little tangy.
Tor said wrong answer. Speaking of Tor, I think he needs to get his ass in here and give us a little segment I like to call the word on the street. Tor, where are you? Can we get you in here?
Dill pickle chips. Oh my god. My friend, one of my best friends in the whole world, Lando, bought these dill pickle chips from Trader Joe's, and I killed them in like one sitting. It was like big. I've never done that with a snack before. Hi, Tor.
There he is.
Am I
Tor,
Yeah,
you
you're on
are
air.
audible.
Hold on, let me turn my video on. I look
Yes, please. Love to
look
see
a little
you.
messy right now. But what's
Oh,
up?
no,
How
no,
we
no.
doing? I'm having
We're
a
doing
great
great,
time
Tor.
listening to the
Thank you for
podcast
joining.
today.
I saw you popping in and out of chat all day today.
Yeah.
I was doing the same. I loved the 𝗓𝗏𝗄𝗃 stuff.
Wonderful.
I loved Shirin, your attempt at making music today.
Thank you.
Yeah, that was a spectacle, I gotta say.
I learned something about myself actually when I was doing that. I was really thinking about something. Can I tell you guys? This is a little vulnerable.
Yeah, please.
I've always been okay. This is something that people have told to me is a flaw. It's like a bad thing. But I am primarily motivated by like fun, like as a person.
Oh, I love
I'm not
that.
really motivated by like success particularly. This is why I did pretty not like as well as I probably could have in high school, even though I was really smart and I had the grind set mindset. The grind set mindset was always towards like how can I maximize how much fun I'm having. And
That's so
if there's an endeavor that I can do through fun, like making a silly little song today, it didn't mean anything. I was just having a fun little time. Then it's something I can
That's
actually
awesome.
pursue. But when things are presented in like a very academic, like computer science, for example, I've had this lifelong conflict with computer science, Where when I approach it, I do very fun things. I do very silly things. I do some silly little coding. I do some funny little programming. I get a lot of bugs. It's fine. I fix them. But every time I'm in school, they hate that. They hate that process so much. And it killed
Really?
my passion for it. Like, it destroyed my passion for it completely. Comp.sci is so fun. It really can be one of the
I
funnest
totally
subjects ever.
agree.
But it completely
It's so
killed
out of
it in me.
nothing. Damn. I
learned
think
a
fun
lot.
is like so what we should strive for. Like
Fun's great.
that aspect of
It's
play.
something you lose it over time. That's like why everyone tells you like learn skills when you're like a kid, because like it's fun to like mess up and like I don't know, you learn things better, I think.
It is fun to fuck up.
And then when you're a grown up, it's not fun to fuck up. You just feel like a loser.
That's true.
You think being a loser is fun, Tor?
It is. I love being a loser. I do it every day.
You want to talk about the loser winner paradigm, Tor, a little bit?
Oh, we could talk about that. That's something good to talk about. Yeah.
I mean, you have this theory, right?
I gotta
About
think
types
about
of
it.
music.
This is a Gabby theory, low key.
All right.
I've
Gabby
studied
Start,
it a bit.
shout out.
Okay, the
Love
Shout out
last
Gabby
Gabby.
Start.
Okay, I'm just gonna say this real quick. The last Gabby theory I ever heard was about eating ass.
Well, we got a new one for
Another
you.
great
Okay,
one.
okay.
This is not a paradigm we've dove into as much, but
Okay.
it
So
mainly
true.
applies to like being an artist. Like sometimes you're making loser art, sometimes you're making winner art.
Okay.
And that's not a value judgment on the art itself. It's
No.
the perspective in which you sit in the art.
It's the way you carry yourself and the way you intend to be perceived by the world. It's kind of hard to describe.
Do you have an example off top? I
don't
don't
know.
remember the examples he gave, but I
think
can
the
so
one
clearly hear loser
example
music. Yeah.
the one example I remember is that Tyler the Creator's discography consistently alternates between loser music and
Like
winner
album
music.
by album.
Album
Ooh,
by album.
wait.
That's right. So like what's the most recent album? Call Me by Your Name. Winner music. Easily.
That's
He's
so
talking
winner.
about like having cars and shit. And
Yeah.
then Igor, big loser music.
Big loser music. He's
Big
down
loser
bad.
music. He's down atrocious. And then what was before that?
Flower Boy?
Flower Boy. That
like
one
that's
low
kinda
key
loser
also
music.
kind of loser music.
Yeah.
But that's a little bit more winner music because the one before that is Cherry Bomb.
True.
Wait, so when you
It
say
kinda gets
loser
more-
and winner music, is it reflective of like the people who consume it or the mindset
No.
of the artist?
No.
It's like the
It's-
placement of the artist in context to the art almost.
Oh, I see.
It's like the presentation of like am I on my shit? Am I
Yeah.
winning? Like is this like towards you like fuck you, this is me, or is this like inside like I'm down and about,
Yeah.
on my own wave?
I see.
Winner music is like you're making art out of like celebration, and like
Mhm.
loser music is like you're making art because like you have to. Or,
Can
like,
I add something to this?
compels you.
Poten-
Yes, please.
Oh,
potentially.
please.
I think there's
Please.
another axis of potential here, and that's the messy clean dichotomy. Because
Okay.
I think about this when I do my makeup a lot, okay? Sometimes I want, or like just like putting on clothes, right? Sometimes I want to be clean. I want to look put together. I want to like look presentable. It doesn't really matter how like cute or like trendy it is necessarily. It usually is cute or trendy because like, I'm the cutest, best, whatever, etc.
Because you're doing it.
Because I'm doing it. But that's not like the philosophy, right? The philosophy is like I'm doing something to be presentable, to be clean, to put out an image that I like, and it makes me feel good, right? On the other end of that, if I'm getting ready to go to a party or like a Twitch stream like right now, my mindset isn't in I want to be presentable. My mindset's in like the fun set. And this is correlated with being a loser a lot of times. I think that in our worst moments we tend to gravitate towards messiness more often than cleanness. It's really hard to be clean and put together. So when you're a winner, you're usually, even in your messiest moments, you're usually presenting in a very clean way.
Dang.
I think that
don't know if
duality
that's-
could add.
I don't know if that's true for me personally.
Oh, really?
Although I think clean is like much more abstract than maybe I'm approaching. But sometimes when I'm like the most winner, I'm like also the most like chaotically presented. I like to
That's
be like,
that's also what I was thinking.
I think like when I'm most like
Thinking-
formless, I'm most sort of I can envelop. I'm sort of like, you know that fuck, what's that game where you're like the big mouth and you eat those cities? You know, and it's like
I almost
you
said
see the
hungry,
iPad
hungry
commercial.
hippos.
It's like a fucking one of those iPad commercial games.
Oh.
But and you're like, you know, you swallow up the city or whatever. I feel like that's how I am when I'm most winter. It's like chaotically, like I'm wearing patchwork, like I'm looking like I DIY'd like sort of a Victorian Gucci look out of like shit that I haven't worn since high school, and like
Okay, but that's
I
exactly
look awful when
why.
I'm winning.
But that's
Yeah.
why this is a good axis, okay? Because look, because that would
Oh,
put
we got
you.
that.
That would
Oh,
put
get it
you.
now.
That would
we
put
got
you.
XY.
Yeah, you get it, cause.
Oh, totally get it.
Okay. We just needed a
No,
visual.
no, no. Oh, I'm so with it. I thought you were saying they were parallel. No, they're
No,
Yeah,
they're
this
set
makes
against
sense,
each other.
yeah.
because like
Oh, I
like
love that.
Cherry Bomb is like a messy loser album, whereas Flower Boy is a clean loser album.
Clean loser album. Yes.
Okay, you totally get it. You fucking
Thrashed it.
totally get it.
Oh, this is big.
Wow, this is huge.
We got to tell everyone about this. Yes.
Wow. Yeah, that's. I mean, that's so.
This is
That's
some
so great.
sick
Someone said
shit.
Pinkerton versus Blue album. Pinkerton messy. Exactly.
Is Pinkerton winner or loser?
Weezer might be one of the few artists to make distinctively only loser
I
music.
thought you were gonna say that. I think I have to agree. No, there are some winner songs, but they come off as loser. You know, like
There's some, yeah.
like there's a
Yes.
small the spectrum
The-
like
the-
shifts over.
Yeah, so like the early Weezer discography is like loser music with the intent of being loser music, and the
Yeah.
later stuff is like loser music with the intent of being winner music, which is like a little more sad.
Yeah, totally. That's so funny. Yeah, no, it like you change your scope on it. Like it, I think understanding where the artist sits in the art via this sort of spectrum or whatever, like it's not like alienating, but it gives you so much. It really puts you in their head, like because it doesn't have any it doesn't reflect at all how I'm supposed to feel about it, but like I know it and I can't unknow it,
Yes.
Yes.
You guys said that exact same fucking time for me.
Someone in
This
the
got
chat.
Lizard
very-
music.
This got way more intellectual than I was intending.
Well,
to.
it is the Shirin Cody podcast, so
I was ready to get on here and talk about way stupider stuff.
I
than
did
this.
prep 𝗀r by saying he was gonna give the drama alert of the podcast.
Oh
what you
yeah,
told me.
I wanted
was
to cause
waiting
some
for it.
scandals.
That's why.
All right, well, do
that's
you have
why
any
when
scandals
said,
to send
that's
before
why
we
when
go?
you said you had a Gabby
I
theory,
should
I
have prepared
immediately
this.
I primed you with like the last Gabby theory was about ass, so you had like a stepping stone to get into that. I was priming you there.
Yeah, I mean, Gabby, I've put Gabby through enough.
Yeah.
I gotta
agree.
terrorize someone else, I think.
Well, do you have any little drama to share with us before you go, 𝗀r?
I don't know.
Or any word on the street, any juicy goss, anything?
Oh, let me think. I heard Franco Sticks music. I heard that dude be getting ghost produced for.
Oh, really? Do you?
No.
And who's
He only got one song, but
who's ghost producing for Franco Sticks?
I don't know his real name, but you might know him as Marshmallow.
Oh, I love that guy on 𝗬𝗺se.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just a rumor, guys.
Wait, but
like,
what's his one real song? Which one is it?
It's a song he put out recently.
Oh, okay, that makes sense.
It's just the one song, but it's a Marshmallow song secretly.
Okay.
It's a Marshmallow song.
So would you say
But
that's a
does he have
loser?
a-
That's a loser song or a winner song?
Oh, I wish I fucking knew.
Actually,
What does
Cody's
Franco
in the chat.
think?
Called Let's
Cody,
Leave.
Franco.
Everyone go listen to it and let me know. Let me know if you think it's a loser
Yeah.
music.
𝗤𝗍,
or a
what do you
winner
think?
music. I forgot the name of it. I'm sorry.
Fake
Ben.
sticks, man.
Wow, do we have fake Sticks fans here? That's so
That's so
terrible.
lame.
That's crazy.
Do we have a speaking of Sticks, do we have a Goop House submission, Goop week submission from Sticks this
Oh,
week?
you know
Does
what's
anyone
really
know?
funny?
Tell 'em.
Franco texted me and was like, bestie, we flopped. I can't submit this. And I was like, Franco, listen, because you're the person who produced the only song I have out, I'll cut you a little
True.
deal and let you submit a few hours
Mm.
late, okay? Just because you've kickstarted my music career. I'm gonna be on the hyperpop playlist any day now.
Sure, certainly.
You know, with the messy winter music I'm making, I'll cut you a little deal. And you know what, Cody,
Yeah.
𝗀, he texted me.
What happened?
It's not happening.
Damn.
He said, hold on. He said, I'll take a raid check on your gratitude. I'm not doing a song.
There was
That's
no
crazy.
song done. Oh my
You know
God.
why though?
What?
Wow.
Waited till the last minute, hit
Well-
up his ghost producer, and got ghosted by his ghost producer.
Ghosted by the ghost producer, you know?
Think about that.
It happens.
Ghosted
Well,
by the
𝗀r,
ghost
thank you so much
producer. Now he's
for
haunting
coming
me.
on.
Thanks for having me on. Everyone go stream YouTube and Barbecue Chips by Jacob Sartorius.
All right. Make sure to do that. Speaking of Goop Week, I think we have another guest that I'd like to bring on.
Sure do.
Can we get a good old DJ Fuck Sam Rolfes in here?
TJ, fuck. Is he sitting in a VC? Can you drag him in?
I don't see him. Sam, are you ready?
Let me text Sam Rolfes. Oh, exclamation point, exclamation point. Sam, join any Discord VC. We'll drag you in on GOOP.house. Are we still live? Every time you
Yes.
stop
Wait, I'm
talking, I
not looking.
panic. Every time you
Oh, I'm
stop
so
talking,
sorry.
I
I
panic.
was
I'm like,
reading.
oh my God, it's frozen. I'm gonna die.
I was
It's
reading.
over. It's okay. Earlier today,
Okay,
my
Sam's
Wi-Fi
still there.
went
I'm
out.
dragging them in.
Oh yeah, drag him
Oh
in.
no.
It was scary.
I
Anyway.
have to make my window big enough to do this. Yeah, there we go. Oh, I missed it. There we are. All right, Sam, can you hear us?
Yes. Wait, hold on. I should. Yeah. Here we go. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, cool.
Stream, can you hear?
Stream, can you hear Sam?
I need to mute the stream. There we go.
Hi, Patchy mate.
Hello, Pat.
There we go.
All right. Hey.
Sam
Oh my
Rolfes.
gosh, great background. How you doing?
I'm doing great. It's been a great Goop week. How's y'all's
Good.
Goop week been?
Pretty good.
Yeah.
I mean, the song that the reason Franco flopped, if you were just listening to the stream, was because we were originally supposed to collaborate, and I ditched him after 4 days,
Oh,
realizing I didn't want to do anything. But still loving the Goop week. I love the week of streams. Love the art. It took me like a good 10 minutes to identify all the characters in the art.
Oh, yeah.
I think my favorite's got to be the Goop is girl.
That's mine too.
I think that meme maybe died too quickly. I think it's kind of a universally likable meme.
Yeah, I didn't know if it was too stale to put in, but I kept having the phrase "Goop is girl" literally the entire time making it. I was just like rocking back and forth, sculpting me like "Goop is girl." Goop.
Just
Goop
like
is
shining
girl.
mode. Yeah.
Telling it to friends who had no idea what
Yeah.
the fuck I was talking about, stuff like that.
Cradling yourself back and forth.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I think it's probably like the meme is like just stale enough to be like really fucking funny.
wait, what's
Like
the meme?
a Go Piss Girl, you know this?
Oh.
Gossip Girl. They rearrange it. It says Go
Oh.
Piss Girl.
I never. Oh.
You didn't realize it's the same font and everything?
No, I was just like, wow, Goop is girl. That's so profound.
It is. That's
It is
the
quite
thing about
profound.
truth. Doesn't matter if it's a meme. It's very true.
Shirin, how? Sorry, I suppressed Go Piss Girl in my brain.
See, it's never left for me, and that's why I was so delighted to see it. in this
Yeah,
art.
me too. I carry it close with me in my heart.
Oh, good. I'm
Damn.
glad. I'm so glad. It seems like the art really does come from the heart,
Mhm.
and everything that spills out of it. You know, this is very much a. Do you have any? I don't know if you've already done this on your Twitter or anything. Do you have any like things to share about the creation of the art now that everyone like has done their music and you don't have to bias them? Are there any like emotions you put into it, any love you sewed into it that you want to talk about?
I was probably like I don't know. I just had this picture in my head of like a room in the middle of like a void, and they were being something illicit was maybe happening, and they were being spied on. I knew that I wanted like some sort of squeezing or something that happened between two characters that seemed like just a little bit scandalous or something like that. And then I switched between a few of the different characters. I threw in like a 𝗦𝗵𝗺, but 𝗦𝗵𝗺 felt too close to characters. Like you would expect 𝗦𝗵𝗺 there, like
Yeah.
freaking out. So I had to go back to the classics and bring Sonic in there because something about his character feels I don't know. He ruining his day feels more impactful than 𝗦𝗵𝗺, whose day is always ruined. So anyway.
Exactly. Yeah, Sonic tends to have some good days. That guy, he doesn't get caught up in much. He's a fast little
Yeah.
dude.
Winner mindset.
Truly the winner mindset. Sonic is such a winner. He's even when he's down, he's rarely losing. He's just
rarely
winning
losing.
less. Wow.
I'm more coming from a shadow position, which is aspirationally a winner, but in his heart a loser.
Oh, that's so his arc.
Mm.
And then he had and did either of you play the Shadow solo game on GameCube where they're just like, fuck it,
Oh,
Shadow
with the
has
gun,
a
with the
gun
gun,
now.
with the gun.
Yeah.
I saw ads for that.
That game like shaped my identity. I was like,
Really?
because I was like, up until that point, like video games had been like a fundamental pool of positivity, right? And now
you're just
I
like,
was
this
like,
guy's fucking
this
bad.
guy sucks. I think it like actually changed a lot about my character. I was like, you can be evil. Like you can just be bad. You can have a gun.
You learned that from the Sonic,
Yeah.
I mean the Shadow with a gun game?
Because I thought Shadow was so hot and awesome and cool. So I idolized him. I'm sad to say.
Wow.
That was the correct inclination.
Yeah, I feel like they made him look cool as shit.
They
Like
made
it's
him look
hard
so
to not.
cool. Like, what do you mean? Like Sonic at that point in my brain looked like a little pathetic. He just looked like a 𝗀𝗏𝗄𝗏 character at that point. I was like, Sonic is.
I mean, Sonic it was like 90s, like 80s cool. He's like, oh, rad, sick. I'm eating chili dogs, shit like that. But then like Shadow was like, oh, I appeal to this sort of like mid 2000s emo, like oh, I'm so down, like everything is bad, but I'm cool as fuck, and like
No,
I have these sick
literally.
shoes, and like I feel like Shadow in that way is almost more. I don't know how his design has changed. I don't know all the lore, but like Sonic is almost like it's almost like a joke how cool he is.
Yeah.
Whereas Shadow's just like he's like just fuck it all. Like I'm Shadow. I'm goth. Like I got a big gun. I hate the cops. Like it's so sick.
It's so
Like
sick.
it's hard. It's hard to not relate to him. I mean, and he's kind of an anti-hero sometimes, right? He like has feelings.
He was like the hero to me. I don't know.
Wow.
I was like, get there, lame ass. What do you mean? Gotta go fast. Freaking loser.
Style icon.
Truly a style icon. His shoes were definitely better than Sonic's. I certainly agree. Is there speaking of style icons, Sam? Are there any style icons let me call out? Anyone you're really fucking with right now, or any movement that you're into?
Well, particularly, I'm very inspired by the weird Instagram ads I get that are for like fast fashion, things you order off a store that looks like the same. You've been to that store before, but it's definitely a different URL. I'm not sure about putting your card in, but they have like the craziest looking silhouette you've ever seen. And you take the jump, it's like $10 for like some sort of strappy thing, and then you put it on, and then for some reason the one shoulder is just like up.
Yeah.
For some reason, those are a lot of my inspiration.
That's so good.
I've been wondering about, speaking of early 2000s, like I dressed like shit for so long. I had these like ill-fitting pants, and I would cut like slits in the side so they would fit over my big ass shoes, and then they would inevitably tear all the way up my thigh, and then I would repin it with safety pins and stuff.
Oh.
And at the time I didn't really pull it off, but I think I can now. So
I was like, that concept seems appealing now, but I could also see it just not working.
Yeah, it not at the time. Yeah, I had a lot of figuring out to do.
So you're revisiting the sort of like what you tried to do in the early 2000s, and now like you're doing it correctly. Yes.
Yeah, a combination of that, and then like all the like cool kids at my art school that I was too much of like a Texan bro at the time to dress like. I'm just becoming them.
Wow. I mean, it's all cyclical, you know. I've been
It is.
like realizing, Shirin, I feel like this is so much in your art as well. Like I've been realizing how much of like nostalgia is more than like nostalgia. It's like, oh, I actually, am interested in this thing because of like the mono myth that like this exists in contrast to this, or like this is I was so into this, and I didn't realize why, and now I know why, and I'm just fucking with like that specific thing so much. Like I'm particularly really into like the trope of like death games. Like if you die in the game, you die in real life, all that shit. And like, oh man, I was running Spy Kids 3D up so much, and like that is so. I had it on DVD with the 3D glasses, and like that's exactly that. And then I was like, fucking, even like Chalk Zone is the same shit. Code Lyoko, all that shit is like you like go into this realm and you got to solve these problems, and it's like, whoa, like it's not like escapist. It's like, oh, it's just different in there, like
This
this
realm
is
has
bigger than
stakes.
anything. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. This
I
realm
mean,
has fucking stakes.
you know what it is for me? Seeing my brother like grow up, um, it made me realize that like when I was a kid, my thoughts were just as profound and interesting and complex as my thoughts now, like relative to
Yeah.
the information I
Yeah,
had about the
yeah.
world. Like my brother will say some things, and I like constantly remind myself, like, oh my god, when you have a kid, don't talk to them like they're an idiot, because they're clearly not. They're so smart. They're so smart. Like they have some really complex ideas about the world, and part of that is realizing that every lesson you learn in your life is a lesson like that you've already learned, like you've already like thought through every like every every deep hole I dig myself into when I'm like thinking and I think I'm doing something so profound is really not particularly profound compared to all the discoveries I've made in my life. It is just one cycle I've gone down.
It's just like the rediscovery.
Yeah, and in a way you can like heal a lot of relationship with your past self through that, when you realize that all your problems are really in common. Like you have the same problems you did when you were 14. It just looks a little different. But yeah,
I'm solving them a bit differently now.
solving it a bit
I got
differently
more
now.
tools. I got more tools now.
Hot ding ding ding. Yeah.
Wow. Well, I mean, do we have to? What's our time like looking, Shirin?
What's our time
When do we
like?
have our?
Let's
Yeah,
see.
what's our time
Let me
like?
visit our
We've had
schedule.
a
See, here's the thing, Cody. There is a 4-hour, there's a 3.5-hour end bit to this stream that I don't have planned.
Oh yeah. So you're just pushing it as far until like
So,
it's just
like,
not there.
I don't mind if we go a little over. Is all I'm saying.
I'd love to keep chatting. I mean,
I think
chat's
this is
rocking
fun.
with it.
Chat's rocking with it, right?
Yeah, chat's rocking
let me
with
just
it.
check who's next. So next is
Sure.
𝗀𝗆𝗆𝗺 underscores. Underscores, are you here? I saw
Love
you
that.
earlier. And then it's the last part of the goop. If we keep rocking with this for 3-hour beat challenge. Oh, you want me to organize more SoundCloud files? No. We'll keep going. We'll keep going for now. Let's keep going.
All right, we'll keep rocking.
Keep it pushing.
Somebody in the chat was asking me to do DJ fuck voice, and I can do that, but they have to suggest what I say.
Oh, this is so great. All right, give
Actually,
us some
how about
some
you
good DJ fuck
donate?
lines.
How about if you donate $5 with the line that you want Sam Rolfes to say?
Okay.
Sam Rolfes to say it.
That's why you're the CEO.
That's how you monetize it. That's right.
Gotta monetize everything, guys, for a good cause though. We're almost there too. Like we're so close.
What are we looking like for our goals? Oh my gosh, I just checked. We're so close.
Well,
Wow.
the goal got moved up twice. Like we hit our goal twice, and then I keep adding more.
Are you doing any crazy reward things or when they hit certain goals? Like you dyed your hair last time, right?
I dyed my hair last time, but you know what's really funny is that I hated it so much that like no one saw the fact that I dyed my hair. Like I dyed it on stream.
Because you didn't do it right there. Oh, you did dye it
I did it on stream. I did it on stream. I was like, okay, stream, gonna go wash out the dye now. I washed it out, and then 2 days later, I went into the hair salon, got it fixed, came back out. No one saw it.
Huh?
Well, it wasn't even that bad. I get really bugged by things in my appearance like that. I like can't stand it. It makes me feel messy. And when I want to feel put together, if I like don't like one aspect
You
of
want
what I
the
look
clean,
like.
not the messy.
Also, 2 people redeemed sneezes, so let me just sneeze real quick. Sorry.
Okay.
Thanks for using your Goop coins.
Zoom type.
That's so
Thank you.
good.
God damn it, one
Wow.
more.
Well, do we
Stop,
want
stop,
to?
no more. My nose
Oh
is like
no,
bleeding.
2,
oh
3,
no.
4, 5. Let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
There you go.
Superhuman.
Yeah,
No
for
more.
people in the chat, Shirin can just sneeze on command. Please don't redeem. We're gonna
I
take a break
woke up.
on that
I
one.
woke up with a nosebleed today. I think it's from sneezing throughout the
my
week.
God.
Were you doing it all? Oh, I guess you've been doing it all
I've been
week.
streaming
People
every
have
day
been
this
redeeming
week.
it all week.
It just means
Oh
you're
my
getting
God.
stronger.
It
That's
is.
like working out where you have to like break the
Mm.
muscles for it to get bigger. You're just breaking the blood vessels.
Sam, I told this story in an earlier stream, but in my first year of college, I was doing it a lot because it was a really good party trick. I'd be like, "Oh, look at me! I'm the guy who sees on command." Like there was an open mic night at my college. First night,
No.
I went up on the stage. I was the best act. Like literally, like I was making the crowd laugh. I was making the crowd cry. Like that's when I knew I should be a Twitch streamer. Is I had that crowd of 1,000 17 to 19-year-olds whipped in that performance. Okay, I went up there and I sneezed 43 times. I did it with different like crowd.
43.
I did with different crowd gimmicks. I was like, okay, now I'm gonna sneeze on beat and you have to clap. Okay, now I'm gonna do a funny thing. Now I'm gonna do a silly thing. But for a while I was the guy who could sneeze on command. So I always, whenever I wanted to sneeze, I just made myself sneeze. No big deal. You know that feeling
No
when
big
you like
deal.
want to sneeze but you can't? Never had that problem. I just sneezed. One
Wow.
day I was like, I should probably let myself sneeze. And also whenever I wanted to sneeze, I would just suppress it because I was like, I don't feel like sneezing right now. So I
You're
just stopped
saving
it. But one day I was like, maybe I should just sneeze naturally and see what happens. I was in the bathroom. I was in the dorm communal bathroom. And my head started ringing. My nose started bleeding. I thought I was going to throw up. Like,
Oh my
I felt so
God.
nauseous and dizzy. I was gripping, like vice gripping the sink in this bathroom. And my roommate comes in coincidentally, and I was like, you have to take me to the hospital. I'm like, gonna die. But like,
That was an aneurysm you had. That was your brain breaking.
and it just faded after a while. But after that, I don't fuck with it anymore. I like let myself sneeze when I have to.
Wow. What a
Harrowing story.
It was
Yeah,
harrowing.
like,
It was
you ended up having to like use your power for good. Quite
it was a
literally.
story of hubris, you know? Like, oh, look, like you think
Flew
you
too
think.
fucking close to this.
Oh,
Wow.
anyway.
Same thing happened to Batman.
Oh, for real?
Yeah,
Mhm.
you know that he sneezed so many times and then
Yeah, literally.
they fucking broke his back.
Not
somehow.
analogous, just like
Yeah.
literally the same
No,
thing
same
happened.
fucking thing. My buddy Eric too. Crazy.
That's crazy.
Yo, Eric,
Yeah,
the guy
no.
from Euphoria?
Did y'all watch? No, we're not. No spoilers in the chat. We're not discussing it here, but I did watch it, and let me just say he's in there.
Fuck yeah, dude. I bet
Confirmed.
he is.
Oh, we got a donation for DJ Fuck. We got the DJ Fuck voice. Andrew,
Alright.
a.k.a.
And
What is
it
it?
tipped $5 to say, look at my butthole in the voice. You don't have to say that if you don't want to, Sam Rolfes.
No. I made a promise here. I might have to do a couple takes. Let's see. Let me get into character. This is DJ Fuck. No. This is DJ Fuck. Okay. What was it? Look at my butthole.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Look at my butthole. Look at my butthole.
Mm,
It's okay.
I
It's
like
okay.
that one. I like the second one a lot.
I need like an intention. Like, what scene am I telling somebody to look at my butthole in?
Is this
Is
like
it
a crowd?
doctor?
Yeah,
Is it a
this
lover?
a
You know?
crowd or
Yeah, is it a
single
crowd?
person?
A lover.
I like to.
Doctor,
What if it's like
can
a?
you look at my butthole?
What if like a flash mob kind of thing? But it's like consensual. Yeah.
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 I mean,
did
at this point-
you wanna? Yeah.
I have roommates and I have just ruined their sleep for the remainder of the night. It's
You know,
okay.
I
Would not
think
be the
they
first
probably
time.
know what the fuck going on.
No, it's not
Um,
it's not the first time I've literally screamed that.
Speaking of DJ Fuck, do you have an answer for what does DJ stand for to you, Sam?
There were so many good suggestions. My suggestion of the Joker was kind of weak.
Mm.
No, I fuck with the Joker because I wasn't thinking like that.
It seemed
But-
for first thought, best thought.
Yeah.
Obviously, the spirit of the Joker overcomes you as soon as you see 3 channels in a crossfader. Yeah, I don't know. I always want to say like duh or D's. Dr. Jams. It's like a
Dr.
PhD.
Jam?
Ooh.
Yeah,
Yeah, PhD in jam.
yeah, Dr. Jams.
I would so get behind that. I got
Mm-hmm.
anyone that's been in my house knows I got a big fat jam collection.
Is that true?
Yeah.
That's so true. Can anyone weigh in chat who's seen my fridge? I know you're there. Yeah, I got. I tried them all, and I stack them up. I don't know why.
I like
Like
the
I don't
jars.
not too many jams. Lots of bone them on. I like the jars. I'm into fig jam. I'm into
Oh, fig jam rules.
multi-berry jam on toast.
Do you
This
see
fucker has so many jams. That's my roommate right there. He's right. He's totally right.
I make jam a lot in college. Whenever I have like leftover
Really?
berries, it's like a good use of them. I make
Like berries
this.
from the store. You didn't go foraging for them.
Sometimes I do.
I
In
could
Santa
so see you
Cruz,
foraging.
Santa Cruz
Nah,
is a
you're
really
so
good
foraging.
foraging. And there's also like a garden that's like a community maintained garden, and people just plant whatever. So there's a lot of foraging. One time, actually during one of the family parties we were having, a family dinner in my house, I was like, oh shit, I forgot to pick up like thyme from the store. And my friend runs outside, goes into the woods, comes back with like a handful of rosemary, thyme, and like 4 other spices just from the woods.
Oh,
That's magical.
that is magic. I can't do that here. I run outside,
could
get
do
some
that.
trash.
You go get a rat.
Oh wait, there
Yeah,
was
exactly.
another DJ fuck dono I missed.
Oh,
Angie
okay.
a.k.a. tip5 and said, "Ah shit, this is DJ fuck. I've cheated on my wife more than 400 times. Epic gaming power."
What was the last one?
Epic
What
gaming power.
Epic gaming power.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, get back into character.
So it's this is DJ fuck. I've cheated on my wife 400 times. Epic gaming power.
Yes.
Yes.
This is DJ fuck. I've cheated on my wife 400 times. Epic gaming power. Right.
Oh, that was brilliant.
That was
I
good.
love that
That
one.
See, I'm
was
slowly
genius.
getting
Yeah, no,
into the
you're
role.
slipping into it. You're getting lost into him, Jekyll and Hyde
Oh,
style.
Yeah.
totally are.
My
Um,
chain is slowly growing the louder I get.
Oh, that's so good. Wow. What even were we talking about? Just so you know, foraging for
Jams.
berries.
Jams.
Love foraging.
Foraging.
Going outside, living off the land. I find a lot of art outside in Brooklyn instead of berries. I
Ooh.
found this lovely Keith Haring behind me, just fully framed outside.
Really?
Whoa.
Yeah. I found another like super large like abstract canvas. It's in my living room outside.
You just live outside MoMA. You just live outside the world's
Yeah,
biggest
wow,
museum.
wow,
That's why you
I'm
keep
just-
finding these on the street.
Wow, there's just a lot of art everywhere. I'm like just like taken out of people's homes.
You don't realize if they try and sell those. That's why they're on the walls. If you don't sell, like if somebody doesn't buy the Matisse is going on the street. All right.
That makes
I
so
don't-
much. Well,
I don't know
that's
if
how
you're
they
familiar with
cycle
the art
out.
world. Mm-hmm.
No, yeah, you're really introducing me right now. I'm familiar as much as I've, taken the paintings, but
Yeah. Yeah, you're a
beyond
pretty
that.
massive collector now.
yeah, no, I'm a massive collector on accident. But yeah, it's great. It's great outside. No berries though. Would love some berries to put on the wall.
Well, I would love some paintings. Maybe we can like barter one day.
Yeah, you want to do a little exchange? We
We'll
can
do a little
trade.
exchange. I'll give
Love
you
that.
I'll give you some chicken of the woods and some rosemary, and you can give me a
Yeah.
full painting off the wall of the MoMA.
Yeah, that seems like super
solid
like
deal.
fair and easy.
I say take that deal.
Yeah,
I'm
no,
not your advisor, but
Here's the thing. This is legally binding. I'm taking it. You wanna?
Yeah. Oh yeah, for sure.
Does chat see my hand? Yeah.
Oh wait, the wrong camera.
Oh, this is the wrong. Is it the right hand for everyone? Oh, it is. It is. This works.
Is it? No.
All right. That's legally binding.
legally binding.
My lawyers are in chat. If you're my lawyer in chat, just say, "What's up?"
My lawyers are also in chat. Actually, my lawyer's asleep.
All right.
Never mind.
Oh fuck. We got. I think we got more music to get to. This was so great, Sam. Thank you for stopping by. For a little
unless there are more
podcast.
donations.
Listen, more
Oh,
donations.
yes,
This is your
indeed.
last. We'll give it one more.
Last call.
One more.
Last call
$5.
for a
Ringing the
DJ
dinner
fuck
bell.
impression.
Last call. $5 for a DJ. You could clip that and put it in your song. You're never gonna get that again. This is your last chance to do that.
Custom tags. Imagine someone just like, yeah, can you say like dirty balls beats or something like that? And that's
Listen,
just
as soon as the music video thing kind of runs out, I'm gonna be
Yeah.
on Cameo for
Oh,
$1 doing
in the
impressions
fucking-
for 5
in the
people.
VR suit and everything.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
yo.
Yeah.
That would be
Oh
crazy.
man, you could start that right now.
Yeah, that's listen.
You just announced it. Now you have to.
Really excited to tell you guys. Keep an eye out on Cameo. I'm gonna be making an
Oh,
ass out of
no.
myself.
You know, Sam,
Yo,
you know what's really funny? You know what my mom said when she saw you on the Twitch stream when you came on the first day? Because my mom has this impression that all my friends are strange, okay? And that, like, I'm too good for all my friends. And she was like, you know what, Shirin? For the first time since you were 12, I'm starting to think that you might surround yourself with some good people.
Wow.
That's so sweet. I
was
mean,
like-
that's weird that just now, but also.
Well, no, it's not weird. It's not weird. I get it. Because I do tend to surround myself. I do tend to run my friend groups kind of like an orphanage where it's like, oh, you have a problem, you have a problem, you have a problem. Like, let me come help you, let me come help you. Like, historically, like, that's the dynamic and it always ends badly. But no, I feel like now that's changed when I turned an adult, probably. Jeez.
Because you solved all their problems.
I did not solve all their problems. I thought I could, and that responsibility is too much for a 6-year-old. A 6-year-old, 16.
Hey, you know what? You got time. You're 16.
I'm 16.
Fuck.
No. You know what? The gap between 17 and 20 is so big. Like, people refer to me
true.
from 2 to 3 years ago as like recent, and I'm like, that is not. I'm not even like that's too far. Like, the farthest gap ever.
Pretty transformative at times.
Very strange.
Pretty transformative times. Do we have any other donos?
We don't have any donuts, but someone said something
People are
very
actively
nice.
getting refunds to force me to never
yeah.
do that again.
You have to say it in reverse, actually.
Yeah.
Unwill it out of the world.
Someone said, Shirin, you are a kind person. Thank you for growing this amazing community. Thank you for being a part of this amazing community. I'm just the guy who runs things. You guys make this community amazing.
Surrounding it. Yeah, do we have any I guess we could take some Q&As maybe to finish it off.
You want a Q&A?
Anyone got questions? I feel like there's so much, you know.
There's so much to ask.
So much to ask, now's your time.
Anyone tried pink before? Wait,
What are your thoughts on sour cream and onion chips? Oh, wait, there's a poll. Is Sam Rolfes a positive influence for Shirin? It's looking like
Ooh.
100%
A
yes, folks.
resounding yes,
That's surprising.
folks. Wow, that's great. What's your thoughts on
That's
pilk?
now this is Goop Chat saying this, not your mother. I do count your mother's judgment significantly higher. Sorry, chat.
Okay.
Yeah, I think mother is at least like
Hate to
20
say it.
votes. Okay, we got what are your thoughts on sour cream and onion chips? We got what are your thoughts on pilk? Thoughts on Joker beatboxing? I'm pretty positive on all three of those things.
I agree.
Are you guys familiar with pilk?
Vaguely.
No. What is that?
Pepsi
Pink
Friend
milk.
of a friend.
Oh, Pepsi milk.
Pepsi milk, yeah.
That sounds like a regional. That sounds like a Midwestern thing. Like you'd have that.
I'm
with
not
a-
sure that anyone actually drinks it. I think it's more
just a
like
meme.
it's like a sort of concept drink, I think.
Y'all know about
but I
hot
fuck
Dr.
with it.
Pepper, though.
That is a southern thing?
That's
Is
a
that
southern
true?
thing. It's yummy, too.
I've never.
My
what's
grandma
the?
used to make hot Jello for me when I was sick.
Ooh.
Oh, I do remember that.
Not good.
That wasn't a thing in Dallas, but I do remember. I remember hot Dr. Pepper now.
Mm.
I was suspicious. I didn't believe you for a second.
You were like, I'm from there. We don't do that shit.
Dallas barely counts in the first place.
Well, we had thoughts on peg now. A lot of people, I think you are misusing your questions
This
here.
is
We
like
can
the
answer.
Sam
We can
Rolfes.
answer things about the world, and you're talking about thoughts on '𝗖𝗱𝗆𝗆𝗍. What the fuck?
We
We got
so much
the meeting of the
profound
minds
advice.
here.
I'm agnostic on 𝗚𝗍𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗍 personally.
Oh,
Oh,
okay,
okay.
good.
I
Guys, everyone,
know-
write
I
that fucking
know.
down for the Sam Rolfes wiki.
You know, it like we all have to take a stance these days in this kind of culture, but I like to take the nuanced kind of point of view, and when it comes to 𝗚𝗍𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗍, I see both sides. I'm sorry to say
Wow.
You know, I'm kind
Sorry
of
if it makes me a lib.
I'm just the type of guy who's like conservative on pissies but like liberal on shitties, you know?
Like
Yeah.
fiscally.
Yeah,
You're,
right.
you're into like
I'm
pissy
fiscally
shitties fiscally.
liberally.
Yeah. Or like so. Not socially.
I'm socially into pissies.
Okay, good.
Opinions on
Good to
beanies?
know.
I used to wear a beanie every single day in middle school. It was like my thing. I used to have like this hair. A lot of you have seen it. I had like the emo hair.
Somebody was asking how to establish. Oh, now we did just get what's your poop count. All right.
Fuck, I wish I knew.
Is it today
Like,
or
no, I'm interpreting it as total, and I just
through
wish I
entire
fucking knew.
lifetime?
Yeah.
In your
Like,
life,
imagine you just started tallying at the start.
your parents would have to start for you. That's an insane thing to get for your
What if that's
parents.
the first thing they teach you, though? What if, like,
The new Apple Watch does that. I don't know if you got the update, but
well, they didn't put that shit on me as a toddler. So
they could have.
Wait, in line with this,
yes.
so I recently, at the advice of all my friends, I recently downloaded a period tracker app, which I will
Oh.
be swiftly deleting because it sucks. But I kept it because the notifications I got were more profound than CoStar notifications. Like
Really?
2 minutes ago, where it says, "Hi, Shirin, notice anything unusual?" And it's like, yeah, you know what? I have. There's lots of things unusual about this world, and it's so funny. It's Flo. Miranda knows what I'm talking about.
I've seen it. I've seen it.
It is like I treat it like a horoscope now. It's like I'm like addicted to it. I like don't even care about like the app
Anything
itself.
unusual? Fuck. There is. There's plenty. That's so good.
Miranda
I should.
really gets me. Like as a person, Miranda like fundamentally understands me.
Yeah. Shout out to Miranda. Always shout out Miranda. That's Pixel Girl 444 on Twitter. Go hit that follow.
Shout out Miranda. That was an M.
Somebody, I don't want to miss a couple highlighted ones. People are asking, how do you establish connections?
I saw that. I would love to hear your answer on that.
Basically, it's what I'm doing now. Is like whenever I was doing anything, like when I started as an art, like started doing stuff for musicians, and I was in like the like glitch hop scene in Chicago like a million years ago. I was too young to go to venues, so I would get the producers. I would like carry their flight cases in, and then I could like get in without having a fake or something like that. Like went to the shows all the time.
Yeah.
Eventually started doing. I was like, oh, then they let me do their flyer. Then they let me do the album art, and like there are like cynical ways you can position yourself online, whatever. But at the end of the day, if you're trying to like make some sort of meaningful connection, like it's kind of just like being in a community and like just getting to know people, and then being upfront but not like annoying with your art. Because when I was first doing it, when I was really young, I would like be really annoying about like shoving my art in people's faces. If you're kind of consistently doing something with its own unique identity, that's coming from a genuine place, and you're around other people who ostensibly share similar contexts, they're gonna like. It's just the fact that like I can hang here with y'all, and everybody in this chat vibing on very like esoteric, weird things that would otherwise not be, it's whatever. So yeah, that's I mean, unless you want to really get in the weeds, that's basically the most I can contextualize that.
Yeah, that's great. You're so right. It's just like you find someone that's fucking with the weird niche of things, and like they're just shared residences that kind of harmonize when you meet a person, and then they show you their friend, and they're fucking with your stuff, and you don't have to like advertise to them when you're like peers,
Yeah.
like you just fuck with people's stuff, and then they fuck with your stuff. It feels like the more you do it, like the easier it is.
Mm-hmm.
The more friends I meet, the more I don't have to like introduce myself, and not in like a reputation precedes me way, but in like I don't feel the need to introduce myself. I'm like, oh, nice to meet you. Like I will meet you again. Like, oh, I fuck with you, and like we had a good conversation. Like I'll see you next time. And so it's so nice to have that, especially in like a localized environment where you just like show up to a hang or a party or something, and you get to see those people and go to a show and see the people that you recognize. It's so great.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, slightly more cynically, if they're asking like how do you make connections that are like in an industry or whatever, it's kind of the same deal. It's like, but just also recognizing like how does it work systemically? Like if you're trying to get somewhere, who do you because a lot of people in power, I found like people who are like doing mood boards or like their A&Rs or their whatever, like they don't actually they are some of the most self-conscious like kind of they don't trust their own intuition necessarily, and they're looking to other people to tell them like what's still cool because they've been in the industry, what industry. So if you're in some sort of proximity and have an actual like participation in a community, or you're just coming from a very specific place, a lot of times they can notice that. But to find those people, that's less the musicians. So it's like people who you would have to do some research and get a sense of like how the industry works, even if you even want to do that. The more I've learned like how the art industry works and music videos and stuff like that, is I've realized like, oh, I don't want to do that. So it's more than figuring out how you do your own thing. But anyway, not to digress.
No,
Um,
I love that, and I think
I
that's
will
great.
I will
Some
add
great
one thing to
info.
this. I will add one thing with an example actually. 𝗏𝗏, who played earlier, she is like fundamentally a nice person. I think this is so important that if you industry, personal life, 𝗏𝗏 is so comfortable with herself when she talks to other people, and you can feel it. There's no like sometimes like people like you meet people, they're not bad people, but you just feel a wall. And it's not bad to have a wall by any means, but it's like uncomfortable. You know that there's something there. But when I met 𝗏𝗏, it was just like you could tell that she's so like at ease with the fact that she's meeting other people. She's confident in her art when she puts it forward. She's confident in her work when she puts it forward. And she has gotten so many connections based on that one fact alone, that she is so comfortable with herself and comfortable enough within herself to just be nice. Like not in like a I'm going out of my way to be nice to these people to get connections kind of way, but just knowing that like if you are a kind person, if you're a good intentioned kind person and you're happy about your art and you're willing to share that with other people, the connections will come. Like obviously, like Sam said, in like a little bit more cynical of a sense, you do have to kind of force it for like industry. But if we're talking in like a community sense, this was advice I really needed when I was 16. But you don't need to try that hard to be likable. You don't need to try. When you develop a comfort within
Yeah.
yourself,
You should actually try to not try.
yeah, it's just you have to just realize that if things come when you're good, things come. Whatever energy you put forward, things come. And I know that's kind of a corny thing to say, but like it's true, in every sense. And yeah, there
Wow.
you
I
go.
agree.
I mean, I think that's a great thought to close on, Shirin. I feel like, um, it's time to get into the music. Sam, this is so fun. Shirin, this is
Yeah.
so fun.
This is
I'm
Thank
so
you
happy
for
that
fun.
we did
going
this.
late.
We
Yeah,
should
no,
make this a
I
reoccurring
mean,
set on my Twitch streams if you guys like. I love
I'm
this
absolutely
podcast.
happy to. It's great. I hope y'all fucked with it as well. Um, so good, so good. Well, Shirin, you can take it away.
All right.
Okay, really quick, I want to thank
Oh
all
yeah.
the music. I mean, for
Oh, please.
whatever place that any of this stuff played in anybody's like production was means the world to me, and it's like so crazy and cool. Like it doesn't, it like, and not to mention that it's like a huge community, but just the way that the fact that people use it in their creative process at all to make some of the most insane, beautiful stuff I've ever. I keep say every time on with 𝗀𝗏𝗆 or anything, but y'all are so inspiring. Like I'm finally doing production for the first time in years, very largely because I've been listening to 𝗀𝗏𝗆 stuff, and that it's very intimidating now because like y'all are very very good. But anyway, I just want to thank everybody and say that it's been very cool being a very small part of this thing that y'all have going, and yeah, I can't wait to keep lurking. So, thank you.
Aw.
Thank you so much,
Thanks,
Sam.
Sam Rolfes.
That was so sweet.
Wow. All right.
Wow.
Bye, you two. Have a wonderful night.
Bye.
Good night.
Bye. Thanks for joining
Bye.
Thanks for having me
me.
on.
Wow. What cool little guys. Love those guys.